Hello, how are you? Happy Wednesday, happy before I go on staycation until about this time next week. And then, of course, happy all the everything going on this weekend if you're in the US. How are you? And fall temperatures, please. Oh my goodness. One of the neighbors has a temperature reader gauge outside of their garage for one of their grandkids to keep an eye on while they're outside there and playing. It was reading 110. No. I am comfortable somewhere in the I normally say 65 to 70. I will be very grateful and say I can handle it from 55 to 80. I will be generous and give you a colder and a warmer. We get too much further outside of that, I start getting miserable, yo. How are you? Lainey is here, pulling up early, getting some rough draft. It is July, isn't it? Rough draft challenge writing done before the sun comes up. We are and switch to audio proofing. Yay! Anyway, how are you? It's good to see you. Glad to be here just in time. Let's see. I am trying to go back to standing desk mode. So we've got some links here. Thank you for any patience on camera movements to adjust for that, by the way, y'all. Let's see. Take back the veil. This is a virtual vendor market. If you sell stuff online, or you have a vendor crafter type friend who sells not just books, books count, books and more, please share this link with them. Thank you very much. It's on both sides. Oh, by the way, in case YouTube gets unbearable, you can go to Twitch. And if you're on Twitch and you want to take part in the YouTube poll, go head over to YouTube. Hello also to Rhiannon at 9. That's where everyone's going to be heading off. Hi, friend. Hello. Yeah, the temperature. 110 degrees Fahrenheit. No, thank you. At least it waited to July, barely, to get that rude. It tried the other day. Right at the end of May, it got into the upper 90s, and then we got all those rainstorms, and it kept it in the 80s and 90s for a bit. And then right at the end of June, it threatened to throw us up into 100 plus. And I'm like, this is July weather for you, Maryland, not June. So definitely, please stay hydrated. Please stay weather appropriate. Please take care of you. Michelle, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Stacy, what excites you most is Monsters starting high school and Karma's now nighttime party trend. Yes! Maybe people with Karma's disorder never get there. This is true. This is true. This does happen. Hi. You notice I'm standing and I'm wearing a white shirt. Well, creamy colored. Hi. Hi. Everyone can see you better now. Hi, they missed you. Yes, they did. Hi. Hi. I sometimes feel like with her, this might be an older reference, but in the 90s, in kids' movies, dads would pull out their billfolds of school pictures full of the kids. Guess who would be on all of those wallet pictures? Yeah, you. She's just here purring away. Oh, you okay? Note to me that your claws need trimmed again. They got stuck. Okay. It is the first of the month after all. All right. Speaking of for Lainey, should also... I was cleared by my doctor because I had overactivated my sciatica, and they were like, let's take you out of standing desk mode, because I was doing it some days 8 hours a day, and they said let's put you on rest from that for a bit to speed up your recovery time, and that's what did it. I'm still having some issues, but as soon as the doctor cleared me, all of it came back. And I'm like, yes, I'm allowed a couple hours a day right as I'm going on staycation. Dreamer, hello, it's good to see you. Happy Canada Day and choosing writing. I don't blame you. I'm going on staycation. Now, mind you, for those of you who are newer to the channel, I former teacher. So this is a week that is almost directly opposite from winter break. So former teacher me for 15 plus years of my life. When did I take my vacation? Well, Christmas in July. So it overlapped with the 4th. Why not? So for those of you who are newer, heads up, I am taking a break. I will not be here Friday. Members, no member streams. I think because everyone got a bonus vlog today. I was going to try and put out another members only vlog, but tech was not my friend this weekend. Really not my friend. Like, I thought I was going to have to reinstall an internet graphics card. Not my friend, because drivers are weird. Anyway, on top of that, I moved the public vlog we normally get Tuesday. Kind of like how today I put out the vlog about Take Back the Veil earlier today. I'll probably do similar. Members, I may or may not show up Tuesday. We shall see. The joke is, how many days does it take for me to log on to this computer to do anything other than play Stardew or Terraria? That's the joke in the question. Look, Arena of Time. Your peoples. Yes, they love you. Yeah. Now, for me, as far as the standing time, former teacher, I was used to. It doesn't take me long to get back in the habit of always being on my feet. And my students hated it. I was that teacher who never sat down. Unless, if I did sit down, I would sit down in like one of the kids' desks, not in mine, because that's how I was trained to teach. The program I went through for my master's study really hounded on, don't sit behind your desk like your teachers did growing up. Now, did I have a conferencing spot in my classroom where that's all we did? Yes, because a lot of my students had 504s and IEPs, and I wanted my students' nosiness nowhere near my desk. Therefore, I kept it safe. I kept it locked away during class. I did not want to risk troubles. That, and also my phone and my personal stuff stayed in my desk under lock and key. So I had my conference space. So if I needed to have a one-on-one or a small group with some kids about a project, we could. But most of the time I was up walking around, and I would just say, I'll come to you. Unless there's a reason for us to pull you off to the conference space, I'd rather just come to wherever you all are sitting. Because classrooms, my last classroom was huge. My last classroom was gigundous. My first classroom was tiny. Anyway, on that note, let's go ahead and get ourselves switched. We're going to go to the beach for 30 minutes, y'all. See you in a little bit. All right, y'all. How's this? That one. I went ahead and one of my goals for quarter 3 is to do the final polish edit of the book that comes out October 10th. So I started I realized if I do 5 pages plus or minus a chapter a day, it wouldn't take me too long to get through it. So I said, you know what? One of my last tasks will be to plant the seed of intention to get this done on day 1. So I'm working through the first chapter. You were here a moment ago, girl child. Where are you? She was just up there making a fuss. I guess she left. All right, who's here? Who is here? Stacy, don't remember any of your teachers staying behind their desks. See, my brothers, when I asked them that when I was in college, they said similar, but by time, and except the younger two. The younger two said by time they were in high school, they did start seeing what had invaded classrooms by time I started, which was wet erase projectors. I grew up with teachers who basically had a projector on wheels that sat at the front of their class, and they would have like little things around it for storage, and that was their desk, if you will, but they had like stuff to sit down. They basically lived for many, I can think of quite a few of my teachers, elementary and middle school, who basically lived behind their wet erase projector. And then by the time I got to the end of high school, that had switched over to PowerPoint everything. So many PowerPoints that didn't need to be PowerPoints. Anyway, so let's see. Bryn, hello. How are you? Mars is here. Welcome in. How are you, my friendo? I did go ahead and give out, remembered to give out the monthly membership gifts at the start of the month. So YouTube allows us who have the member monetization areas to give out up to 10 free every month. I try to remember to do it on the 1st or around the 1st. So you all are quite welcome and glad to have you with. When I get back, one of my first goals, literally other than doing some, email check things, when I get back into the office next week around this time, I'm going to start uploading more videos for members. Oh my God. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you and the fams doing? Stacy, I did not get any typing done. Hubby called. He's on his way home. Oh, pizza. It is Christmas in July. I can say that word, that line. Pizza. Did anyone order me a plain cheese? Who knows what Christmas movie that's from? I do not blame you for the pizza, because there's 100+ degrees in some parts of the East Coast. Hills is here. Watch out, y'all. Hills is here. How are you doing? Bomika is working on putting carpet tape down. There you go. Very nice. Very nice choice. I endorse this choice, because later the tile flooring easily becomes throw rugs and stuff of that nature if what's under it is a harder surface. So if they get to be like upper elementary and middle school or high school, and they're like, Mom, I don't want to put a big rug down, or if you're just afraid they'll change their idea every couple years. I've watched quite a few parents keep that in mind of, we don't plan on moving by the time you graduate. And this is what they would, just to get the max use out of that carpet tape, because carpet tape can last for a while. I've also seen a renter-friendly option here is to put down poster board. Like from the dollar store, poster board as a fan barrier. So that way, if you go to pull that tape up and it says it's renter-friendly, you see what I mean? They ask me how I know that one. it worked at the last place, not this one, but the previous place I did that at. Laney 304, once you pull yourself, distractions are allowed. I think I know what your distraction is. Your distraction sounds like a lot like Assassin's Creed right now. I'm gonna admit I did a bunch of work early today. I got up around 7, did a bunch of work from like 7 to 9, took a little break, did a lot of work from like 1 to 2, then I took a little break, and now it's like I'm with you guys until I'm at least here aiming for 4-ish sprints. So that was number 1, I think, or was that number 2? Either way, I think that was number 1. We've got a couple more sprints ahead of us. So glad you took that first one to settle in. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Back was cleaning and decluttering. That's another good way to settle in, especially for the first of the month. Hopefully get your chapter done in the next sprint. You've got this. Need so many renter tips. I'm saying this as a teacher, not as a renter. Okay. Poster tack. Loctite brand specifically. It is the only thing I have found that comes off of walls hanging. Like, I would put stuff up on concrete, painted over multiple time, gucky, nothing sticks to it, classroom, brick, stone, whatever walls. And this stuff would hold it up there for 9 months and would come right down without staining the thing I hung up or leaving a mark on the wall. Loctite, the blue poster tack. It is reusable. I have a ball of the stuff that I started 2012, 2013, and it's still good. I use that stuff all over the place. And it's really good. Like, if you have a table that is just like a bare hint wobbly, put a little bit of Loctite on the bottom. Not only will your table not move and bounce up and down, that corner will not move side to side. You're welcome. It is a little bit, I would call it expensive compared to other room solutions. Mind you, other room solutions to me are go to the dollar store for $1.50 or less and get 300 push pins. That's what I'm comparing it to. So whatever $1.50 divided by 300 would be, versus Loctite, which is a considerably smaller number and is more expensive. However, you're not leaving a hole in the wall, and I never had issues with it. And every teacher I know that uses it said they left command strips for it. So if you've had issues, like I have had, with command strips that hung up on a wall for 3, 4, 5 years, because I've done that before, ripping off paint that's like a lot of paint and wallpaper underneath, like some older houses are. Hint, hint. Loctite. This is true. This is very true. Just gotta keep it away from your pets if they like to play with ball-like shapes, so they don't accidentally ingest stuff and so on and so forth. That's the only other thing I would recommend. Because, yeah. So, 2. See you after some more time at the beach. Sorry about that, y'all. Eek. Okay. Ugh. Mistiming when me stepping out of the room to deliver a certain thing to the children. I thought I had 30 more seconds. So, how are you? I do apologizes. I am, for those of you who are like, YouTube's just being mean, I am dual streaming to Twitch if it helps, if it matters. I know I'm not the only person having just general tech issues today. So thank you for trying. For those of you who are trying, I appreciate you. Or if you're stepping out and coming back later, I'm game for that. Poll from earlier. Welcome to the second half of 2026. What excites you most? About 37% picked publishing goals. Speaking of polls, y'all, we got a polls over on the post tab. Every time I check it, the winning result changes. So while I'm gone on break, I will set that to the top and be like, okay, y'all, you have until Monday to figure this out for a final. Because every time I'm like, let me go and confirm, it's not confirmable because what I would put as a screenshot in the vlog I'm going to make when I come back can't be. So there's some polls over on the posts tab. If you would not mind, please go finish those up. Thank you. So let's see. Purring had joined us. The internet was being rude, so we'll have a chat a little bit here, though, together. Let's see. So that was Brecky. Sorry. Now this is Bryn. Eyes reading 2 lines at once. It's not your fave season, but this. I can't do my walks right now. It's too hot. I will have an asthma attack before I go the normal path I normally go. Putzing around for Brecky with the day job and procrastinating from some book stuffs. Glad to have you here for. Bryn, it's never too soon. Yeah, for apple candles. The Musselman orchards are nearby. It smells amazing here. Benu, autumn is your favorite season. I'm a September baby in part 2. So yes, the older I get, I used to love spring, summer, not so much fall, winter. Now I realize I'm really, truly a spring, fall person. I don't like it too cold. I don't like it too hot. I like it somewhere like, 60 to 70 degrees. That's my happy space. Bomica may keep the blue tack in the mind. I had mentioned that my little squares and D&D octagonal shaped corkboard things I use for my echo spaces around the room and my echo spots. I would suggest to buy a pre-K teacher for stuff like this tack. It does take a little longer than the 3M strips to set. Like, you got to warm up the tack really, 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 really good in your hands. I normally just end up rolling it in my hands for a good couple minutes before I put everything up there. Then break it into smaller pieces, roll it a little more into a ball shape, squish them into the spots where I want, and then I'll just put it on the wall where I want to put it, and I will just lean on it. And I'll just, like, whatever video I'm watching, I'll just watch that video for a good couple, 30 to 60 seconds. I highly suggest a video in the background to keep you entertained for this. If you would so like. Oh, girl child. Oh, it's a flying kitty. Excuse you. And yes, the Velcro might get ripped. However, a thought. Just a thought. If you're trying to work on this kind of hand motion for writing development and art and craft development, leave a couple of them up, maybe, for when they're like a little older, so they can practice that hand motion. when I was younger, there was like, they called it a zipper board, but it had zippers, it had buttons, it had Velcro patches. And the goal of that was to develop those micro hand motions as you're learning to write. So just a thought, just a thought. How was your weekend? I know you got time with family. Hi. How's the fam? Good to see you. Lainey, it's winter where you are. You're like, woman, I need it to warm up, please. In due time, we will trade off with you, my friends down under the equator in general. Mama Maggie, Surrey with a fringe on top. Yep, Oklahoma. Yep. Survey depends on the air quality. This is true. A couple of years ago, you and I talked about this. The Great Smudging. Was that 2023? 4? Where Canada basically smudged us. Yes. So because of events like that, given where you live, out west, yes, with the air quality, please stay safe. Internet is acting glitchy. I hope it gets better. 309. Almost started singing Giddy Up 409. Mama Maggie, the light outside. Oh, it says orange as a pumpkin. Oh no. We know what happens to pumpkins as people who know what cultures believe in pumpkins. It's not just Cinderella stuff. Can be very much like night. Oh, it's July. It's an excuse to watch Nightmare Before Christmas because it's Christmas in July. Sorry. ... Pumpkins. Pumpkin King. It's Christmas in July. Sorry. Not sorry. Anyway, Stacy, just finished the bulk of your dinner. Had to go pick it up, and that's okay. That's okay. Pizza, right? Were you the one who said you were having the pizza? Pizza. Hills got words. Yay for the words. Stacy, oh, you'll need to add all those screenshots. All the screenshots to the video, but maybe what it is saying is all are good ideas. Maybe. It's like, Jenna, hint, we just want you to keep streaming Wednesday and Thursday. Noted. I got that message. We're going to talk about that in the video because I probably should have just put above all. I think I know what the answer would have been if I would have put above all. Lainey got 207. Distracted my tit is okay. And you know what? Messing around is okay. It's day one. We can slide into, it's not just the beginning of the second half of the year, a new quarter, a new month. It's also the beginning of the fiscal year. So if you run on fiscal, not calendar, Stacy was already out for 3 hours today, so already hit the minimum. Yes! Wish it was not because you had been feeling off all day with the heat, and pavilions help. So shade. Yes, very much shade. Elizabeth, hello. Good to see you. Got one 435? 435. I'm getting new glasses soon, so hopefully that'll help. And of course, pizza. Monster wanted, now she... Oh, yes. Former teacher me has been here at the end of the year. The class that would perform the highest on our state testing, I would make them homemade pizza. Now, mind you, the high school I started this at, I had a culinary classroom right one floor above. That was what was above my room, was science rooms and the culinary lab. So me making homemade pizza was, I prepped it during my planning the day before and then came in early and cooked it upstairs. But yes, I have had kids make requests and be like, could you do blah, 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 blah? And then no one eats that pizza. And I'm like, at least I had lunch for the next and dinner for the next week. Anyway, self-care, soul care break. If you need one, take one. See you soon. How'd it go, everybody? I went ahead. Sorry. I was eating some bean dip. I wanted to make sure I got all the cheese and stuff out of my teeth. I apologize. Thank you for your patience. I did go ahead and, well, make my bean dip that time. And finished what little I had left to finish of that chapter I was going through and polishing. I think I'm going to switch to another project. Maybe. We shall see. I had forgotten that there is a set of buildings and a plaza that way. They're going to be doing noise-making stuff here soon. So we're going to do one more sprint. They're going to be starting doing noisy-making stuffs around 7 o'clock. It is currently 5:57. We're going to do one more sprint. That'll give us a break between, a good break then, for those of you who need dinner and stuff, before Rhiannon starts. Pardon me. At 9 o'clock. Mama Maggie, snowing Ash, please be safe. Please be safe. Stacy did not order the correct crust. Oh no. Was this information you were by chance given ahead of time? I'm sorry. Lainey spent the time getting organized and stretched. Good choices. Mama Maggie talking to minions about, owl scream. I have from the local creamery. It's a chain. There's a couple of them up and down the East Coast. I don't know how far west they go. They're called Meadows. And they are like a custard creamery. I wouldn't really call them soft serve. I would definitely call them more custard than soft serve. And I have some of whatever's left over at the end of the day. They put in pints and quarts and sell them 2 for is it 2 for $11 on the one, and the larger size is 2 for $15, 2 for $20 or whatever. So it's like, got a couple of those in there. And one of the ones I have is half strawberry, half mango. And I said, I want it for today because a milkshake out of that would be really refreshing at the end of a long day. So I do not blame all of you who are thinking dairy products and not the cooler treats. Hill's got words and chocolate. Another good choice. Brain fuel. Michelle, 214. Still trying to write this story. You are rocking out writing this story, and you're pacing your time and your stride for sure. So I know I mentioned it earlier, but some of you might have come in since then. I am going on break. I'll be back maybe on Tuesday for members. Definitely on the 8th for all of you. I'm looking at using Tuesday to switch over and try a couple of new streaming platforms. So we might be coming back in a new layout setup. We shall see. Depends on what my internet and my computer will let me do versus what my brain will accept me to do. I have not yet decided for sure. Have I? Let me check our calendar before I say that. Let me check our calendar before I say that. So yes, we do have the workshop days. On the 25th and the 26th, we are planning a virtual tour and planning an in-person tour. Other topics are welcome because I'm kind of not sure what to do other than start repeating stuff we haven't visited in a while. So I am open to suggestions. Mama Maggie, kids are addicted to, that sounds delicious. Is this like Chips Ahoy plus Oreos plus ice cream all in one ice cream by chance? And of course, there's the link to the events if you want to check them out. We are going to get into our next sprint. We have been chatty this evening. If you are stepping out, all my hugs. Otherwise, you're welcome to join us as we wrap up, wind down, and do our thing at the beach. One more time. All right, everybody, welcome on back. Whoa. Okay, sound check is complete. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'm going to go head out a little bit earlier than anticipated since there's going to be noisemakers going off soon nearby. So check out Rhiannon here in about 2.5 hours. Get a break. You deserve a break, always. Take care of you. Refill your well. Oh, my hugs. I'm so proud of you. See you in about a week.